Rob Vasquez, Cap Combat Sports, here with none other than LFL, Legends Football Only. Let me tell you something. Tai Emery from Thailand, from originally from New Zealand, and model, LFL, and now bare knuckle fighter. And I'm gonna start this off with what makes you tick.
I love passionate people. I love seeing people work through, I guess, their own like sort of not restrictions or like their own limitations. I love seeing people be able to break through their own limitations. Right. Yeah, I guess that, I don't know. I get a real hoot out of watching people like, break through things like that.
Right. Somebody just happened to do some fireworks. Don't worry, no one's shooting over here. I'm just letting, if you can hear that in the background, it's like making me, where's the little guy? I don't worry about it. I'm sorry. Just that's brilliant. What, like I was speaking with you a second ago about this. The ladies bring it. I haven't seen one boring ladies fight. I haven't seen one. I mean, not that I could think of. It's always like,
shit. Like, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think because females have more emotions, and that's just a hormone like response from the brain. Like, I think that's where you just see a different reaction out of females and what they do. Also, yeah, I don't know. Women are just a different creature. So,
yeah, definitely. I think that just like all caution to the wind when you guys get in this. Like, we're here, and the guys, it's similar, but that could be it. That could be it. But that's a recipe for just exciting story, fight, something that keeps people interested. Obviously, I think you're a huge star. I think you're going to be bringing a lot of eyes and proper attention. And your background. Tell us about your background. How did you get started? And then what made you, or were you always involved in combat sports? But how did you get started? Because I know you're obviously an athlete. You're a model, but you're obviously LFL, anything with football, anything like that. You're out there. You're an athlete.
Yeah, I played sport my whole life. I really used sport as, I guess, a modality to not be at home, and also used it to, I guess, express myself. I didn't really talk a lot when I was younger. So I really loved sport because it was such an individual thing, and it never like kind of gave pressure to have to speak much because you're always having to be active. So I was always a natural athlete. I always played football. I always played with the boys. Hell, I loved playing bull rush as a kid, which was literally just like tackling people. So I used a lot of those sports, I guess, in my adult life. Once I kind of hit an era of time where, money wasn't really doing much. I was a thermographer. I was earning a lot of money, but something was still missing. So I just got back into sport. So yeah, I've always, martial arts has probably really come into my life through LFL. I was a linebacker, so I really wanted to do boxing training and wrestling training to help with fast hands and body movements and body mechanics. Yeah. I noticed that I was like one of the smallest girls in the league, and I was one of the smallest girls overall worldwide in the league as well. So I think I really wanted wrestling just to kind of help give my rugby union and rugby league background form tackling, just something different to be able to use leverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I had Misha Tate get me into martial arts and kind of give me the boost to move over into fighting. And from there I kind of I found the love and just went with it.
Oh, the Misha Tate. Okay. Greatness and greatness. What so what attracted you to bare knuckle? I mean, this you just want to kick somebody's ass. Sometimes you're a little stressed. I'm just like,
I
man,
think
I'd like to. No, I'm just
everybody,
joking.
I think everybody in the world, and if you say no, that you are fucking lying. Everyone in the
Exactly.
world at one small point in their life has wanted to just fucking throw some hands with someone. Like someone has pushed
That's a
you to a
fact.
point where, and
That's
whether
a
you've
fact.
stayed disciplined or disciplined enough or not, but there is someone in the world at any point where you've just gone, and that's not to say that I would ever do that. I think
Oh,
a lot
but
of people
emotional
get,
hurts.
yeah, like a lot of people probably get like scared of me in some things, like thinking I'm gonna like flip out, but I'm actually a really disciplined person when it comes to like those sorts of things. I just, that's not really worth my energy. But no, I think for bare knuckles, I really admired that they were taking such a traditional sport. Like we've seen all the old school black and white photos where, you know, you got the guys with the mustaches and like such a traditional
Yeah,
sport
with the
of bare knuckle
handlebar.
box. Yeah, of bare knuckle boxing, and then they've put a new twist of entertainment on that. Now coming from LFL, the same sort of blueprint that they've done from football, and made it into an entertainment sort of sport as well. So I've really liked the bare knuckles for that. I really wanted to manifest myself into that sort of league, and yeah, be a part of something new and build something new. And they're really giving into the women's division, and I think that's the time is now. It reminded me, yeah, of a time when I became an electrician, and it was the same sort of wave where they were building the women in that same division. So yeah, I don't know. I think bare knuckles is a different element. I've always enjoyed taking my gloves off to hit, and yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, if people want to throw down, I think everyone's like, okay, meet me in the car park. We're not, there's no
Wow.
coaches, like there's no gloves in the car park. So I think it brings this cool raw element to it.
Yeah. I think it's like some people say it's like primal. It's like something where it's in our DNA. We like it, we love it. Why is it so where people just we need to watch it? Either we have been a part of it and watch it, or just be a huge fan and just there's such a like an emotional thing involved. And for some people, it's good for them to have a release in that way, you know,
Yeah.
an athletic, because I know some people who have their own reasons why. And it's really good. But another thing that you mentioned was like some people, they when you know what you're capable of, you're not gonna really waste time in doing things like that. I mean, if should the necessary, if something needs to occur, you know, and you need to protect yourself, then that's something else entirely different. But as far as people sometimes may look at someone or look at, like you said, look at you and look at someone and say, well, they have a certain aura about them. I said, maybe, maybe not. But I think
Yeah.
that you, in particular, the fact, your background, the different things that you've done, I think that's a natural, I think may say marketability, but just natural. Some people are likable. Yeah, some you can't force. You're likable. You have but you have at that other side, that edge as well. And a lot of people are looking forward to seeing you kick some ass, seeing you fight, going in there, throwing hands. It's something bare knuckle. No one has that secret that formula yet, but you see how they're trying to put it together. Is there any person in particular that you would like to face, or just
No, everyone so far has really asked me, and they've thrown like names, and to be honest, like most of the girls that I know in there, I'm actually friends with. So
ah
um, and they're also at a level of fighting that I'm not on that tier yet, and I think throwing myself in the deep end with certain fighters could be like a real game stopper,
yeah,
when everybody who is a fighter should understand that, you know, there's a process in the learning. I think,
right,
of course, no one's going to say no to a huge big ass fight. Like that's just
exactly.
silly. but at the same time, like this is like going to be my sixth, or this is my going to be my eighth like on professional fight. That there's just levels of learning. So I think, and I hope, and I know that I'm going to be developed. I'm not labeled a UFC girl. I'm not labeled a Bellator girl. I'm not labeled an Invicta girl. I'm not labeled anything else. I am labeled as Tai Emery, bare knuckle boxing. You get me? Like I'm the bare knuckle girl. So I know for me joining the bare knuckle fighting championship that I'm going to be developed. I'm going to be given the correct fights to build my own career. And then, you know, later down the track, I think that is going to start to mean where, the bigger names are going to ask for me, and I'm not going to ask for no one. Like, I don't know. This ain't my ride, mate. Like, I'm in the canoe, and all I need to do is work hard. You know, like I'm in the canoe. Everything else around me is either the water, and I just got to work hard and paddle like fuck.
So I just got to move this guy out of the way over here. You know, baby. I think that makes a lot of sense. That guy's
probably going to get more views than us, mate.
Oh, this guy here?
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to get more views again. It's funny. I think that people are going to mention your name. People are going to mention you. People are going to want to mention you because they'd be dumb, stupid not to. Some people.
Okay.
No, I think
I'll
so.
Take it.
Yeah, take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because when you come out there, people like, oh shit. Like this person is like they went from this, and this, and that interesting story. And I think the fact that you know the bare knuckle and BKFC, these companies are trying new things within that, you know, it's just blowing up a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
lot
high.
Of people.
Look, high risk is high reward, you know, exactly. And that's the same for anything. High risk is high reward, and high risk can also mean high failure. And failure is only seen by certain people. Failure is for people that don't see lessons. So exactly. It's still a high risk, high reward in my eye.
Exactly. I think that yeah, you can't, you know, if you don't every shot that you don't take, you miss. It's like
exactly,
you know, that was said in the famous saying, and it's true, because if you don't go for it, I mean, what the fuck? If you don't throw it, you won't hit. You know, if you do something, you got to give it a shot. And I think that a lot of people look at that and can look at yourself. Maybe they have certain similarities, certain things about you. Maybe there's girls that are just like you growing up, and you can, and you know, you show them something that gives them strength, you know? What do you think about that?
I sure hope so. That's what life should be. A life should be, I know for me growing up, I never really had anyone to look up to. So I just became that, and I hope that I can be that person for other people.
Can you hear me?
No, it's all good.
All right. Where do you see yourself in the next year or two in that sport?
I see myself, I don't know, I guess swimming laps instead of just jumping in the deep end and having a good time. I see myself being able to know after each fight things that I need to work on, and that's the same for anyone. So win, draw, or loss, you know that you're going to be able to take so much away from it to be able to develop myself within that sport. I'm an electrician by trade, so I'm a electrical fitter mechanic. Now, having that sort of mind and being able to process life and problems, I see this as a brand new fucking puzzle. Okay, so I'm I think like you can take the traditional aspects of training from boxing and the sports and being able to develop, like, this is a sport, and MMA even in itself is also a brand new sport. That sport is evolving. Bare knuckles is going to evolve as well, and we need to evolve with the time. So in the next 2 years, I see myself really being able to have worked out this brand new like board game. Like, this is a brand new board game, and I'm going to find my own loopholes, and I'm going to find my own like little tricky draw fours, you know?
I'm going to take this off because this thing's acting up. I think that, can you hear me fine? Sorry, I'll have to edit some of that because I don't want to seem like Johnny Bozo the 14th. You don't want
You are all good. You're doing well. Your questions are good. Breathe in, breathe out.
I'm good.
You're fine. The setting is fine. Everything's fine. You're doing well.
You're so cool.
You're doing good.
Nah,
your nerves are coming through.
I just do because I'm over here in New York City and fully vaccinated. Finally, like I was like, on the fence with certain things. And look, life's about choices. You want to do that, fine. You don't want to do it, you got people who will beef about it now, who used to go to make the dress code in a nightclub that I know they wanted to go get a tie, but that was okay. Either way, I don't care. It's you want to do it. Yeah, but life's about choices. We all share this planet. It's not my planet. You know what I'm saying? So, we just have to do what we have to do.
It's not any of our planets. Mother Earth is her own goddamn fucking boss. So I wish everyone started like actually listening to her instead of making up their own shit.
Exactly. Yeah, because it gets really ridiculous. Some people go to these things and they go crazy, and some pro mask and anti-mask. And I understand some people anti-vax. Some people are just afraid. Just really terrified.
I think it's just fear. I think everybody's afraid, and they're afraid of something, but fear can smell fear. So I think everyone just needs to like get out of a feared state and live.
Yeah, Freddie, fear. I mean, you can have fear, but please. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. What the fuck? What you gonna do? Like, stay inside and just stay in the corner, and I'll deliver everything to you. I have live life. But some people are just they get like that, and it's a fucked up. I hate to put it like that. It's different time from when I grew up. Yeah. I was born in 1969. I'm 52, so my sport days and all that stuff was a little time back. I mean, I'm a trainer, stuff like that, certified, but I put on a few COVID pounds and plus work, but I'm okay. But I say to myself, I'm thankful that I haven't caught a thing, but I've seen people, a friend of mine who the 155-pound champ, and you have I just had COVID, BKFC. He said he thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, but it's then I see Oscar De La Hoya and all these other people. It's fucked up, but combat sports and sports like and people like yourself, it brings a certain entertainment, but the risks, like you said, high risk, high reward, but it's just entertainment for the masses as well, and it's something that it's blowing up right now, and it's with all that other bullshit going on. People need to focus on other things of entertainment, because it is the entertainment business, and I think you're gonna flourish without a doubt. You know what I mean?
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, we'll be saying in New York. Yeah, that's what's up. But that's what you've been blessed with.
Yeah. Well, with curses come blessings. So
yeah, Yeah, because you're an electrician by trade, so you got to know, you problem solve. You things can't run. This can't run without electricity. Nothing. We have electricity in our bodies, but that's another story. It's just
that we do.
And it's funny that you're an electrician, because I think you're gonna bring life. even more life and more pizzazz to the sport. Some people, I think some of the athletes that are coming into BKFC now, just amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I think they've really like headhunted some set characters, which is exciting to see. And because it kind of got brought to my attention about that, and it took me a little bit, and I thought, yeah, you're right. Like, obviously, same vibe, same tribe, but I think they've definitely gone for a unique character. I don't know. I put it all down to like comic books. Like, I read a lot of comic books, and I think like I don't know, every mutant has its own, they have their own little gangs, and then, you know, they're all like kind of like got their own, like, I guess, special powers. So I think like the Bare Knuckles gang of people would be highly colorful if you're gonna go put us up against like, yo, we battle Bellator, you know, do. I don't know. I think there's going to be, I think our side is going to be a lot more colorful and a lot more fuck yous.
Yeah, because if you take a look and make no mistakes, people are real. This is not an act. People, they are who they are.
Nah, this is unfortunate. Fortunately and unfortunately, this is just who I am. So some days I might be, I don't know. There's a million me's inside here. Just depends which one comes to the forefront, eh?
But you are who you need to be at that specific time. And on
yeah, of course.
When you're in there, you need to be who is Tai when she's in there, when she's in that cage, when she's in the ring, when she's training.
Look, to be honest, when I'm fighting and there's moments of I'm not even controlling my body, like time can pause and I can see, not even feel, because it's not me doing it, but I see my right hand come over and I'm having this full conversation like, holy shit, what the fuck, this is gonna hit good because time has slowed down. I am talking to myself for so long, but obviously it's like real time, and I'm like stuck in my head having a fucking conversation and I'm not even at the wheel. Like something else is doing it. I think like actively during training, I need to actively like fire all the electricity in my nervous system and in from my mind and from my heart to learn and take on technique and take on heart and take on gassing myself out. And as long as I do all that hard work for in that moment when I've cleared my mind, and it's kind of like I just take a step back from my eyeballs and I'm really just watching her do it all. She does a hell of a job when, you know, because I'm a thinker. We all think when we're like too busy thinking, stuck in our head. And I think I know and I feel that when I'm in there, as long as I can get myself to that clear-minded state and I'm just being true to myself, something else kind of goes like taps me on the shoulder and goes, we've got it from here. And whether that's like the fight gods or some sort of spiritual entity or just like, like being in the flow state, as science can say, you know, something else kind of takes over and does the job for you. And it's like a beautiful display of fucking violence, like when that happens. And I'm only saying that like from Muay Thai, they do the Wu Cry dance before Muay Thai, and just being able to do 5 of the fights with that element like at the start of a fight, I think it's such a beautiful thing. And you know, I think maybe we are like, I don't know, there's something else that's a part of it, like the X factor.
Yeah. Wow, that was a good thing that you said about if they were like superheroes. That would be real cool. but you guys are superheroes in your own way. Some people are affected in a good way, and dare I say, some people just you can lift people up, and
of course
they can look at you and say, wow. And then some people say, maybe I can do that too. I'm not saying everyone can, because I'm telling you, you got to be. I had to be be sure that you're able to deal with that, and not only that, but in front of a crowd. But it's all here, and you have to be able to take it, because I mean, you can give it, got to be able to take it as well. Um, you know, and I've seen some instances where some people didn't know how good they could be until on the other side of that, and went in there because they're thinkers, and just went in there and just outthought someone who maybe the person was stronger, maybe the person hit harder, maybe the person was faster, but was the person smarter?
Yeah.
So that's who won that night, the smarter person. That's
Well,
gonna,
intelligence and IQ is a huge aspect.
of course.
Like you've got fighters who have high IQ, you've got fighters who are an athlete, you've got fighters who are just a fighter, you've got fighters who had mom and dad help pay for them to learn every technique under the sun since they were 3. You've got people who just have full brawn, you've got brawlers. Like there's different species of fighters. So
All right. Who is one of your favorite bare knuckle fighters right now? Male or female? Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think that it's so open and interesting, and obviously now, like being signed, I've started like watching a lot more. So I can't even tell you who my favorite is at the like right off the gun. But I'm always, I don't know. It's still so open, and people are just throwing haymakers and
You.
Oh, trick question.
No,
you got me.
No. Yeah, you got.
No, it's a team. I don't know. I see it as a huge team. So that's just how I am.
You're a team player. You know, you're originally from New Zealand. You have Tai Tuivasa, and you have Izzy, Israel Adesanya, UFC middleweight champion. You have such a great, variety, and you also have you have several other fighters and other people I know that just have just like a passionate. It's just something different.
Well, it's a warrior. We're a warrior nation, mate.
Exactly.
I'm half Maori, half Australian. I think I got the best aspects of both cultures. But New Zealand is like we had the Maori warrior. I don't know. That's a really strong fighting spirit. And some of the best warriors in the world. And maybe this is our time. Like this is our time to be able to come out and honor our ancestors and have that come through.
That's what's up. I like that. I like to hear that. First of all, one of the things that I tell people, I says, sometimes you don't know a person. Sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover, because if you just see the book and the cover and it tells you what it is. But if it doesn't really say anything, and you can judge. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. You can look at someone and can't say, well, that person, how bright they are, how deep they are, how intelligent they are, and different, whether it could be creative intelligence, analytic intelligence, whatever. But some people just have that it factor. You're one of those people. And I'm telling you, you're going to go far in whatever you do. And I want to see you in there, because I know you're going to bring it. Because you're an athlete and you're a thinker. And I know you want to beat somebody's ass. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, I'm not joking. No, we want to see you get busy. But
as long as it's signed on the dotted line.
As long as it's signed on the dotted line. It's not free. You got to sign on the dotted line.
We used to say
it's not your athletes.
Exactly. That's not.
It's not street beef.
I don't know. I think there's a huge thing if someone there's a huge gap in character if somebody is just bashing someone on the street. I think that's a huge.
Oh, that's different.
Unless it's a war that has been brought to you, no one who can fight wants. You don't just have that element of nobody. Come on, mate. There's a gap missing somewhere in here. If you are a person that just wants to bash people, you want to use that to protect your family, your loved ones, your land. Like, what a disgrace some of this shit is. But
Yes, agreed.
yeah,
Because I'm over here in New York, and I'm telling you, sometimes I'm glad that I haven't seen certain things that I see on the news. Sometimes I just miss it. Sometimes it's a little bit dishes away because it's a lot of it is it's sickening. But a friend of mine who is also a fighter, an MMA fighter. I'm not gonna throw him out there. Good guy, good guy. Um, and I says we were at his spot, and I says, "Damn," I says, "I don't see nobody coming in here doing that shit. How come that?" I said, "People are some people. If you definitely got to have something's wrong upstairs if you're just going out, and just bashing people doing shit like that. Something wrong with you. That's obvious. Something. Come on, man. Who the gonna do that shit?" But at the same time, some of the people who they're doing it to, it's like, you know, someone elderly, someone lady,
maybe that's
listen to
called
music.
karma.
But you know what? When that shit bites you in the ass like Pac-Man, you're gonna take a big chunk. It's just
For sure.
but it's good when people see that athletes, you guys, you share a common goal. It's not a street beef. Some people could take it to a certain level. That's something different. Some people could
No,
talk a
when
fight.
it's athlete versus athlete, it's art, baby. Like, that's some
Oh,
beautiful art.
that's right.
Learning martial arts of any kind or learning
Exactly.
sport, like, to me, even learning football my entire life, that was still a martial art. Like, obviously not that aspect, but that's still an art of the art form of the body. I've
Yeah.
had to rep certain movements over and over
Over and
again
over.
until it is
Exactly.
close to perfection for my body. That is art. That's the same thing as a dancer. Like, there is no difference. Sport is art. Sport is an
Sport is art.
expression of, like, art.
Sport is art. Just like when you hit the mitts, right? It's like a dance.
Yeah, it feels good. It's dancing. It's a meditation, and it's an art. It's beautiful. Like, yeah, hitting mitts is getting reps of art. Like, it's throwing that punch, and you're using your imagination. The next thing you know, you're like hitting mitts, but you think that you're in the ring. That's art.
It is. It is. It's a flow. It's something that, especially when you're at a prime or you're building and you're able to do that, it's a beautiful thing when you have athletes that are, pretty much level playing field. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a good matched fight, and I think hope, and I think that that's what all sports, like, we need to start putting more focus on that. You can't be having padded records. Like, obviously there's different ones for experience,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
but they should be in your amateur ranks. Like, that's the point of having amateur ranks. In professional ranks, like, it's a dangerous level then, but that's the whole point of having different levels of fighter, and watching them grow and progress. You're not going to get a brand new green fighter, like, unless that's their level, like, but everyone should be sort of matched to their level. A football game, when I'm watching a football game, what's an exciting football game? When they're matched well and you've got more exciting plays coming out. That's the same in fighting. Like,
When
that's
we're
an
winning,
exciting fight. Yeah, that when someone's, of course, like, when someone just gets a haymaker and gets knocked out, that is called showtime, baby.
of course.
But when someone's just getting mauled, and you're watching and you're like, oh, this is not. There's something where you're like, this is mismatched and this is
Yeah.
unenjoyable to watch.
Yeah. It's
But
not big. Yeah. It's not enjoyable.
when
It's
something's close, that's exciting.
I like to see even level athletes. Like, speaking of which, like, I'm not knocking anyone. I like the trilogy. I think they're doing good. But I did see Evander Holyfield, the shell of him hitting the pads and almost falling. And I noticed he was missing, like, he missed certain. I said, "Well, he should have done this." And this is a five-time world champion. It's good, but are you really beating him, the
Yeah.
man from before? No, you're not.
No, you're not. He's
You're
not the
not.
man from before.
He's
The
not.
fuck?
That's like, that. So I like that. Well, you know, and I'm gonna love just seeing the level playing field of you guys in there, just fighting, but you're trained and you're young and you're strong. and you're hungry and you're smart and you're healthy.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of wear and tear. You don't have all that. And that's something that we all love to see. I think that you are going to grow really well in that sport, and I look forward to seeing you. Do you have any? Well, you let me know when you have anything specific signed, because New York, we can't wait to have you guys over here. You know what I mean? I'm over here. Like
I'm
as
pretty sure New York is getting a card in November,
they
so
are, they
you
are.
guys are gonna you guys are gonna be able to feast. Don't
Yeah,
even don't even worry about it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because I'm looking forward to things so opening up in MSG in Barclays, because I'm in New York City. I could go to other places, upstate and upstate, a little drive or something, but or in Long Island, but we always look forward to that, and especially over here in New York, where they used to like to get it popping with the knuckles. You know what I mean? So you want to see a little bare
Yeah.
knuckle.
Yo, just living in New York is the concrete jungle of the world.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
concrete
different.
jungle of the world. That's a different jungle.
Yeah,
That's like you can't even go in the subway without having like some attunement to your survival skills. Are you
that is a
kidding
fact.
me? As soon as
That is a
someone
fact.
says they're from, that's why everyone from New York is so proud when they're like, yeah, I'm from New York. And I'm like, oh,
What do you
really?
say? What do
Say
you say?
coffee. And
Oh,
they're
you
like,
say?
are you bashing me? I'm like, I'm bashing you. Come on. But like, and they usually got the best play. Like, I love playing with people from like, I don't know, I'm just like, I love that banter.
Do I say
But
New
once
York?
it's, yeah, you do say New York, but I watched way too much than any. But no, like as soon as someone says that, and if someone from New York is proud, they're like, I'm from New York, and you
Oh,
know that
that's
it's
funny.
because one, they've survived
Yeah,
living and growing up in New York. That's
yeah,
a different character. Like that's a different character to
that it
have to
is.
survive around.
Yeah,
Like there's some ruthless characters
yeah,
that it's a different sort of upbringing. Yeah, I got
man,
full respect for New York.
man, smart, man. Like on your home, it's
That's
like you've lived. You see, that's what I tell people. Just some people just like levels beyond. Yeah, but you guys are stars like yourself. We look forward to seeing you here in the concrete jungle. It's not gonna be concrete, it's gonna be nice lights, like and big city, bright lights, everything. And different. We look so forward to seeing you. But yeah, it was a fucked up concrete jungle, but it has its beautiful moments too. Yeah, I was born in the Bronx, lived in Brooklyn, Long Island for a while, to the South 4 years over here in Queens. So I go here from Long Island, Queens, work in Manhattan too. So but it is what it is. But it's I like driving better. But like when I have to do the public transportation thing, it is like that. When your ass is on that thing, you're looking, man. I like, is this person out? Please don't come next to me, because in the single or the double, you just might, you just might be landing on your head or something. I hope not to ever have to deal with something like that. But I'm the old school. Like I'll be making it home
Yeah,
or live to tell the
good
story.
man.
Yeah, I just don't want any problems. You know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. Uh, wink, wink. Not joking. No, I'm not. I'm also a person that if I see some type of abusive thing like that happen, at the very least, I'll say something to stop it. You know what I mean? I can't just see that shit and just walk away and then go home and look in the mirror and be like, "Yo, you're a good dude. You're a piece of shit, bro. You let that shit happen. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If
but
I can't help
that's
somebody,
also you
you
have
know,
empathy. There's actually some
yeah,
characters out there who don't
they
feel
don't
those
give a
same
fuck.
emotions.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
it's just a different human,
If that
mate.
was your sister, your mother, your daughter, then what? Or your
Yeah, of
father, your
course.
brother, your son. Come on, get out of here. But don't want to get too far off that. You guys are starting. Wow, they felt, man. You guys, man, this athlete credit. Oh wow, you're very smart. Your family of everyone should be proud of you.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they are. I know I am. I'm proud of knowing you like
You.
this, man. You're a BMF. I was gonna say bro. You're a BMF. You know what I mean? But Much respect.
Thank you.
Much love. You hear me?
Thank you.
You're kicking ass now. You gotta take names when you go there. But I like the fact that you're focused on what you're doing.
Yeah,
Focus on what anybody else is doing. Because then when you do that, that's the wrong start to begin with. Habib says something. I don't know if you know Habib Nurmagomedov. He says, don't worry about what they're doing. Focus on what you're doing. Because you start focusing on what they're doing, your mind can play tricks on you.
Of course, it wants to play tricks on you.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with studying. You have to study what they do, how they move, how to do this, how do they react to this? Do they tell when they do this? Yes, you have to know. But to get so focused or caught up on some shit, man, you'd be fucked up in the head before you get in the fight. And this is something that you have. You're a beast here. That's how you're going to win.
Of course,
bulletproof here. All that other stuff, if you can train your body to do a whole lot of shit. I got injuries, but I'm still doing my thing. I'm telling you, BMF titles for the females there at BKFC, they're gonna start dropping. Hey, you one of them. Appreciate you. When you get that contract, and they're gonna try to get you something A to the sap. And they got to get you something A to the sap, because did you see the last one you had all them girls up there? No, because the athletes, and I always say that because it's fucking true. When do you see a boring female fight? I was talking to somebody, and he's a champion. He goes, "You don't." I said, "That's what people pay to see. That's what these athletes, and he says, "What athlete?" Because you don't know if I'm talking about a man or woman. Because athletes, people, I look at guys like you're athletes. You're not people beefing from the street doing crazy. No, you fucking owning your craft, and you're doing what you got to do, and you're gonna go in there and shine under the lights and maybe make the light shine brighter. And we look forward to seeing you. We love y'all here in New York, kiddo.
How's that left hook? New York.
Oh, you're too funny. Thank you so much. When you get that contract, first of all, I'm gonna get this shit hooked up and fixed over here because I'm funny about shit. But when you get that contract, let us know. Thank you. From Thailand, Tai Emery. Take care. Stay up.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.